Good evening and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. Please remember you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on our YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Twitter handle at NTA News Now. Facebook page is at NTA Network News and Instagram is NTA Network for more updates. Officers of the Imo State Police Command have neutralized 4 suspected members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra involved in the attempted attack on Omuma Police Station. The incidents, which occurred in the early hours of Sunday, 20th March 2022, involved suspected members of IPOB and ESN who attacked the station in their numbers with various improvised explosive devices. A statement by the Police Public Relations Officer, Imo State Command, Michael Abatam, indicates that the attackers shot sporadically at the station but were repelled by the command's tactical teams and operatives of the DSS. According to the statement, while 4 of the bandits were neutralized, others escaped with various degrees of injury. The tactical teams are, however, conducting vigorous search to ensure the arrests of fleeing members of the group. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Rabiu Hussaini, while commending the officers, has urged them not to relent until all criminal elements are apprehended. He also urged residents of Imo State to continue to avail them with useful information that will aid the fight against insecurity. In another development, the Imo State government has condemned the razing of the home of the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Professor George Obiozor. A statement signed by Governor Hope Uzodinma attributes the attack to activities of those he describes as political bandits, noting that it is shameful and cowardly, while further describing it as the height of desperation by some politicians who have refused to heed the appeals to embrace peace. Governor Uzodinma says the government is working in concert with security agencies to identify and punish the perpetrators. The governor lamented the resort to incessant violence in settling political differences by some politicians in the state and warned that the government will no longer condone such banditry, stressing that perpetrators shall face the full weight of the law. While commiserating with Professor Obiozor, who he described as a statesman committed to working for the good of the entire Igbo race, Governor Uzodinma assured indigents of Imo State that the government will continue to do all within its power to protect lives and property in the state. The Department of State Services says it has uncovered plans by some elements to stoke violence in parts of the country, particularly the North Central. A statement by the Public Relations Officer of the DSS, Peter Afunaya, indicates that the aim is to cause ethno-religious crises, ignite reprisal, and hit the polity. Similarly, the service said it is aware of a plot to use students striking university lecturers, labor unions, disgruntled individuals, and strategic groups, as well as exploit the global energy situation to carry out a mass protest like the EndSARS. This is despite ongoing efforts by governments to address the issues. The DSS warns the ringleaders and their cohorts to desist from such acts that are capable of causing breakdown of law and order, and assures that the service will, in conjunction with other security agencies, go after the sponsors of this scheme and ensure that the law takes its course. The need for traditional institutions to join the crusade against smuggling dominated discussions when the new controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Kebbi State Command of the Nigeria Customs Service, Joseph Atta, visited the Emir of Argungu, Samaila Muhammad Mera. Abdullahi Umaru Ilalu reports.
The visit was a pleasant meeting as His Royal Highness the Emir of Argungu, Samaila Muhammad Mera, warmly received Controller Joseph Atta and his entourage. The controller solicited for the cooperation of the emir and his subjects in ensuring that the community understands the role of customs as partners in progress. He added that the service is working tirelessly to curb illicit trade in the country in order to promote economic growth and development.
By the grace of God, we will do all it takes, all within our mandate, to ensure that anything that can compromise security and economy are not allowed to happen. I'm referring to issues of either bringing things in or out of our borders.
In his address, the Emir of Argungu, Samaila Muhammad Mera, prayed for the success of Controller Joseph Atta and his team, general peace, unity and progress of Nigeria. He also assured his support and cooperation to the command in its resolve to checkmate smuggling and other illegal trades across the state. Abdullah Omar Elalu, NTA News.
Still on security matters, the Sector 4 unit of the National Border Drill Operations covering Northwest has intercepted contraband with duty-paid value of about 700 million naira. Coordinator of the drill, Controller Gregory Itoto, who disclosed this to newsmen, said the interception was made between January and 14th March this year. Shehu Adamu reports.
While commending the synergy between the drill and other security organizations, Comptroller Itoto called on border communities to continue to cooperate with security operatives for the protection of lives and property, as well as development of the nation's economy.
In this regard, I would like to tell whoever wants to smuggle or engage in any form of illicit border trade, trans-border trade, to desist from it.
Operatives of the drill refused 27% illegal entry into the country, facilitated the return of 85 illegal migrants back to Niger Republic, repatriated 16 persons to Niger Republic, and received 97 other migrants repatriated to Nigeria. 21 victims of human trafficking were rescued and brought to the headquarters of the Northwest Unit of the National Border Drill Operations in Katsina, who were subsequently handed over to GBS Special Command of the Nigeria Immigration Service. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has for the first time in history arrested a 52-year-old man for alleged possession of black liquid cocaine at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The suspect was arrested with 20.75 kilograms of the illicit substance stuffed in his luggage on Tuesday, 15th March, upon his arrival at the Abuja airport from Sao Paulo, Brazil. The 52-year-old father of four, however, claimed to be a businessman dealing in children's wares before he was lured into delivering the drugs in Nigeria for a fee of 2 million naira. NDLEA also uncovered different quantities of various drugs in Kaduna, Anambra and Ogun states, as well as arrested 5 persons in connection with the crime. Internally displaced persons taking refuge at the Central Primary School, Gwada, has expressed despair and dejection following incessant banditry activities in communities under Shiroro and Monya local government areas of Niger State. Representatives of the displaced persons in the camp conveyed the worries of the people to the state's governor, Abubakar Sani Bello, who visited them to restate government's commitment in ensuring that normalcy returns to the affected communities. Oseina Musa has details.
The Central Primary School, Goda, has in the past few months provided shelter to a large number of displaced persons from Munya and Shiroro local government areas where activities of terrorists have crippled both agricultural and socio-economic activities. Life in the camp, as attested to by the internally displaced persons, is not convenient as it is characterized by lack of basic necessities of life.
Yanzu da mun kai wajen For the past 7 years, we have been in and out of the community. We just want government to assist us.
Even yesterday, I had to send my wrappers to feed my children.
However, their expectations were heightened following the visit of the Niger State Governor Bakar Sani Bello to the camp.
Within our limited resources, we must find ways to support some of these communities so that they will get their lives back and go back to their farms. The rains are fast approaching. If they don't go back to their farms, it won't be a problem for Niger alone, but a problem for Nigeria.
Aside insecurity, some communities are also faced with the challenges of flooding as a result of activities of the hydroelectric dam in Zingiru, which has made their communities inhabitable. The state government has also promised to reach out to the appropriate ministry to release the relocation funds. Emena Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. Time now to go over to our Lagos Network Center where Adiola is standing by with the next set of reports. Good evening, Adiola.
Good evening, Ayo. A pedestrian bridge at Ijesha end of the Oshodi-Apapa Expressway in Lagos has been sealed off by the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. This is as a result of a structural damage on the footbridge by an errant truck driver. Adeniyi Taiwo completes the report.
It is such a big risk daring to cross this highway. Ijesha bus stop in section 2 of the Oshodi Apapa Expressway is noted for heavy vehicular movement at high speed, and for over 30 years, this footbridge has served to facilitate easy crossing for pedestrians. Against their wish, these pedestrians had to make a risky dash across the highway because the footbridge has been sealed.
You can see me that I took my time before crossing. I don't like crossing the road. But I saw this barricade that we shouldn't climb it, so it has been covered.
Ignorantly at night, somebody may pass thinking that it's secure, and before you know what's happening, he may fall down and cause more loss of lives.
Those fellas that used to chip granite, so it's coming away from my two side with the full speed in the morning. So when the driver don't know that the bucket already pulled out, so when he nearly to the bridge, I shout, say, our bridge. So he hits the bridge with the speed, and the head of the trailer moved. So take on hijack, then I pay the bridge.
The impact of the collision damaged the center beam and some slabs on the footbridge, leaving a gaping hole that makes it unsafe for pedestrians. Speaking during an inspection visit to the bridge, the Director of Federal Highway Southwest, Adida Malakuti, describes the incident as a willful destruction of public infrastructure which will not go unpunished.
This man is endangering the lives of many residents around here. Look at all our people crossing on the major road. This is what this thing will have prevented.
The bridge, he says, will remain closed, but not for long, as the federal government is concerned about the risk pedestrians face crossing the highway.
As a matter of fact, there is a slab there that is almost falling off. So we are already calling on our contractor to come and for public safety, we need to remove that one urgently. And then probably shift the other one that is almost falling off the pier.
Meanwhile, the errant truck driver has been arrested. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Now, to complement government's effort in achieving a pollution-free and cleaner environment in Nigeria, a group of volunteers have converged on Lagos for a beach cleanup. Diana Ajala reports that the exercise is part of activities to mark World Recycling Day. The aim is also to raise awareness on proper disposal of waste and importance of sorting from source, particularly in a mega city like Lagos.
Lagos State, one of the most populous coastal cities in Nigeria and a commercial hub, generates large amounts of waste daily, about 13,000 metric tons. Considering the level of refuse generated on a daily basis, experts say there's need for collaborative efforts to tackle the challenges of waste management, water and air pollution, including the menace of plastic waste for a cleaner, greener and healthier environment. These stakeholders and volunteers from different walks of life are here for the same purpose, beach cleanup. They are strategically taking steps to protect the environment so that wrong disposal of waste does not cause degradation and aggravate the effects of climate change on coastal communities.
We all need to come together now to act to ensure that we end plastic pollution. We need to ensure that the advocacy is done across all levels, from churches to our mosques, across religious centers.
Commissioner for Environment, Lagos State, who was represented, emphasized the need for proper disposal of waste, particularly plastics in communities, waterways, or around the ocean.
When you sort your waste in your estates and every other place, what you see is that the cost of picking up your waste will reduce.
Waste from the cleanup exercise would be recycled as part of initiatives to mark the Global Recycling Day.
In Lagos, being the state of aquatic splendor, the way we dispose of our waste is very, very key.
What we need to do is to make more concerted efforts to sanitize our environment in Nigeria for the health of our people.
Initiated in 2018, the day is to recognize and celebrate the important role recycling plays in preserving primary resources and securing the future of the planet. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
We're done from this end. Our next port of call will be Enugu, where Chineye is standing by for stories from that zone when we return from this break. But do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. We'll be right back to stay on.
Nigerian aviation sector is rapidly growing with the construction of new international airport terminals in several regions of the country. The new Murtala Mohammed International Airport has an estimated passenger increase of 30 million annually and 15 million for Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Malam Aminu Kano International Airport is also expected to open new frontiers for the region with more travel capacity for the annual Hajj, while the new Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, avails more business opportunities connecting the industrial cities in the region to the world. These new terminals beat world-class standards with enabling infrastructure that aid air travel, tourism, and the eventual growth of the country's GDP.
Open up commerce and, of course, link us to international societies.
People from the international community will come here to do business, and then that will bring in more revenue to the state.
Now, distances can be seamlessly covered as Nigeria keeps raising its bar to suit global infrastructure standards.
All the thrills and all the action on Nigeria's biggest dance reality show. Glow Battle of the Year is on NTA every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Candidates who are interested in gaining admission into NTA Television College Jos for the 2021-2022 two-year National Innovation Diploma Program are to apply for admission through the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM. The courses available for application include film and television production, broadcast journalism, and television engineering technology. Such candidates must have a minimum of 5 O-level credits in relevant subjects including English language and mathematics. For more information, please contact NTA Television College, Jos, or the marketing department of any NTA station nationwide. Registrar, Announcer.
I know that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time. but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
Thank you so much for staying on. Welcome to Enugu. With the national elections fast approaching comes unprecedented politicking in Enugu State, where calls are emerging for the sustenance of the zoning arrangement of key political offices. Chika Ugu tells us more.
Politics is clearly one of the most talked about issues in Enugu State today. Mostly because people around here are keen on quality leadership and inclusiveness. An unwritten and gentlemanly agreement has over the years seen different political positions zoned to different axes of the state to reflect balanced representation and equity. With that itself now hung in the balance, some groups are calling for sustenance of the gentlemanly agreement in the interest of peace, fairness, and equity.
In the past couple of months, the issue of zoning has taken a center stage in the political discourse in Enugu State. If not properly handled, it is capable of destroying the peace and fraternity we enjoy in the state. Who supports zoning of governorship position among the three senatorial districts of Enugu State? And as such, Enugu East senatorial zone should be allowed to take the next governorship position.
Whether it is the greater Ogo axis of the state or Enugu North, almost every part of Enugu State feels compelled to speak out now as elections draw closer. One thing is clear though, the people of the state are more interested in a leadership structure that fosters growth and development. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
In view of the federal government's readiness to complete and open the second Niger bridge in October this year, the Federal Road Safety Corps is strategizing to deal with the expected increase in traffic when the International Passenger and Cargo Airport in Anambra State becomes fully operational. This came to the fore during the first quarter of monitoring and inspection visit of the Benin Zone Commanding Officer, Andrew Kumapaye. Chinyere Fesi Okoye reports.
Zonal Commanding Officer says the zone is crossing all the T's and dotting the I's with plans to begin a highway audit to determine how to deploy staff, patrol vehicles, and work in partnership with other bridge safety agencies. This time, the Corps will not allow vehicle breakdown on the new and old Niger bridge to ensure the free flow of traffic, while urging the motoring public to always maintain lane discipline and obey other traffic rules and regulations. The ZCO condemned in strong terms the actions of some FRSC officials who extort money from the people.
They have been warned. The operational guidelines stated it clearly. This is a concern to us now because we intend to get rid of bad staff among us.
He speaks more on overspeeding, the leading cause of road traffic crashes.
So I want to appeal to them for them to be very patient when they're on the road. They should plan their journey very well. You know what I'm saying now, so that they don't get stranded, on the road. And moreover, when they're on the road, they should always give concession to other road users.
The Anambra State Sector Commander, Adoye Irelowi, says the Corps has stepped up the enforcement of the slogan Jili Yanwayo with a focus on speed limit devices. In Oka, Chinyere Fesi Okoye, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Enugu. We'll now rejoin Ayodeji in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Thanks, Chineye, out there in our Enugu Network Center. Back here in Abuja, let's tell you that proper oral care strengthens the teeth and reduces the risk of damages and decay. This is the view of dental experts as part of the 2022 World Oral Health Day, which has as its theme, Be Proud of Your Mouth. Kelvin Samuel reports.
Experts say a mouth with healthy gums, strong teeth, neutral breath, and a clean tongue often reveal the overall health and hygiene of a person, as the mouth is one of the first places in the human body that shows symptoms of many illnesses. To maintain oral hygiene, experts recommend regular brushing of the teeth, decreased intake of sugar, eating of nutritious meals, and proper care for the tongue, among others.
At a certain age, you begin to have problems chewing because you have dental caries, you have cavities, and those are very painful things. And the dentist will advise you on some remedial things to do.
A lot of folks feel that the teeth and by extension the mouth is not important, but we use it every second. We talk, we eat, we smile. It's a means of reaching out to one another.
Research shows that dental health plays an integral part in the overall health of a person, and taking it for granted, experts say, could lead to different health challenges.
You need to also be mindful of the things that you eat.
But personally, as an individual, I brush my teeth in the morning, I brush in the evening.
The importance of oral health in the total well-being of an individual cannot be overemphasized. Hence, the observance of March 20th annually to mark the World Oral Health Day. The day brings to fore need to create awareness on issues surrounding oral health and hygiene. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
I'm now being joined in the studio by Dr. Olatunji Abdul Hakim. He is a consultant orthodontist, University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, and chairman, Nigerian Dental Association, Federal Capital Territory. You're welcome to Nationwide.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's kick off from the last report that we saw there. The campaign theme for the next 3 years is Be Proud of Your Mouth. Now, what is the level of awareness in Nigeria?
Yeah, the level of awareness of oral health in Nigeria is, we can say that we can stratify. Many people in the cities are averagely aware of oral health, but if you go to remote areas, villages, you see that they're totally unaware. And then we still have a lot of work to do in these areas to go and let them know about the need to take care of their teeth, what ensuring oral health would do. So in the cities, the awareness is quite good, but in the village, in remote areas. In fact, in Abuja, you'll be shocked that some places like Karamajiji and Co., if you go there, you see the level of awareness of oral health. So it's just, within the cities is fine, but in remote villages, we still have a lot of work to do.
Now, the lack of this awareness, also we've seen most people, develop different degrees of oral diseases. And how can this be treated and managed?
Yes, oral diseases can be treated and managed. But I must say that the level of presentation is very important. If you present on time, when the disease is still at the very mild stage, the outcome is good. But most people that are unaware will have gone through some local things that will not work. And when it's complicated, that's when they show up. And then they give us a lot of work to do, and then the outcome will not be as good as if they're presented when it was in a mild form.
Now, having said this, old habits die hard. How do we get some younger children to really understand the benefits of oral health, good oral health at a young age?
Well, Niger Dental Association actually has been playing a role in this by doing regular school visits, and we have sponsors who are collaborating with most times Unilever. They give us products. We go to schools, we demonstrate toothbrushing, we distribute free toothpaste, free toothbrushes, and then demonstrate how they do this, the frequency, and also what they should look out for when problems are coming up. So we keep doing this, but I will say that we still have a lot to do, because the number of dentists in Nigeria is so, by Medical and Dental Council, like 3,000 dentists to like 200 million people. So we still have a lot of work to do, so I will continue to do that.
As you observe this year's celebration, next year will be the last of the first 3 years for the theme of Be Proud of Your Mouth, and of course, being proud of your hygiene. What words will you be giving Nigerians as we seek to really improve oral health in the country?
Well, the words I want to give Nigerians is that we should ensure good oral health. It's very important. And also we go for dental checkup minimum twice in a year, once every 6 months. There's a procedure you need to do. You clean up your teeth, because even when you brush daily, you still have sediments left over. So you go once every 6 months, you do scaling and polishing. While they are doing these things that are coming up will be seen by the professionals and be catered for. I can assure you that if this is done, till old age, your teeth will be complete.
Before you leave, I'm tempted to ask you this question. Can you take us through the normal routine of oral health?
The normal routine of oral health has to do with, well, we have the practices in terms of cleaning and also habits. What we do, majorly what we eat. So in terms of what we do, the cleaning mechanisms, we need to do twice, to brush our teeth twice daily.
Okay.
First thing in the morning and last thing before you go to bed. In fact, if you do last thing before you go to bed, you should do your toothbrushing after breakfast.
Okay.
So twice daily, and then also you do flossing, dental flossing. There's a kind of rope you pass in between your teeth to get out things that are stuck there. So that, and also you go for regular dental checkups.
What should be the period?
Every 6 months, once every 6 months. That's what I advocated. But aside from that, what we eat too is also important for our oral health. There are things we call refined carbohydrates. They are the main agent that cause tooth decay.
Okay.
So all the chocolates we have, all these sugars that are manufactured are not good for teeth. We are not saying that it shouldn't be consumed, but we should take care of our teeth after doing such. Make sure that we don't leave sediments of these in our teeth while we go to bed, so that the bacteria in the mouth act on this and then damage the teeth and the gums. So there's some fiber foods, those ones helps in cleaning, So we should, our habit in terms of eating also has a role to play in ensuring good oral health, aside from the fact that we keep it clean.
So Dr. Abdul-Hakim, you're saying it's not about how long you brush your teeth, it's about observing some of these protocols to also have your 32 complete even at the age of 80.
Brushing of the teeth is very important, is the key factor here. But, there are some other factors that play with it, understand? So the key factor in maintaining good oral health is brushing of the teeth and flossing. But also, we need to be, even if the teeth is clean, that's what I'm saying, that we have food, for example, food particles here and there, it can also bring down our oral health.
Dr. Abdul-Hakim, I'd like to thank you for coming on Nationwide.
Thank you for having me.
I've been conversing with Dr. Olatunji Abdul-Hakim, who is a consultant orthodontist at the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital and the chairman of Niger Dental Association, FCT, on the 2022 World Oral Health Day. Let's move on Nationwide and now cross over to political party affairs as one of the frontline All Progressives Congress National Chairmanship aspirants, former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif, has withdrawn from the race. Addressing media in Abuja, Senator Ali Modu Sharif said respect to the president, who is the leader of the party, and the decisions of the party that zoned the national chairmanship position to the North Central geopolitical zone are reasons for his decision.
Muhammad Buhari and the party, I will not contest unless they have changed their mind between now and Friday. Otherwise, I will not offer myself for election when it has been clearly zoned out of my zone.
The National Convention of the APC is scheduled to hold next weekend, 26th of March 2022. The intervention of President Muhammadu Buhari in resolving some issues threatening the successful conduct of the National Convention of the All Progressives Congress portrayed the president as a father to all, with the ability to bring his political family together. The national coordinator of Friends of President Buhari, Aminu Sani Jaji, said this while reacting to developments in the All Progressives Congress. Suleiman Rigachikun reports.
Reacting to the recent developments preceding the scheduled convention of the All Progressives Congress next week, Aminu Sani Jaji said President Muhammadu Buhari demonstrated fatherly role in resolving the issues among prominent party members. This, he noted, stabilized the nation's political space.
He waded into the crisis, he intervened as a father. You know what he did is a fatherly intervention. So that is why many people, they look at it that President maintained a neutral ground in addressing all the issues.
He applauded the president for his firm position on democratic tenets.
We all know that If an act contradicts the Constitution, then we have to go to what the Constitution says. So the Constitution defines that, okay, if you want to go for an election, you have to resign 30 days to an election.
National Coordinator Buhari for All, a former parliamentarian, also expressed confidence that the ruling All Progressives Congress will emerge stronger after the National Convention. Sulema Rigachkun, NTA News.
The African Democratic Congress, ADC, says it is working out a strategy through conversation with Nigerians to win the 2023 presidential election. The national chairman of the party, Ralph Okenwosu, disclosed this at a media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
With the 2023 general elections getting closer by the day, the National Secretariat of the Action Democratic Congress has been receiving party leaders and members on consultation. This media engagement by the party is to reassure Nigerians that ADC will be out to participate fully in all elections.
We want to move Nigeria to become a superpower nation in 20 years. 20 years from 2023. Nigeria is going to be a superpower nation. That's where we're going.
Former presidential candidate of the Young Progressives Party in the 2019 election, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, now a member of the African Democratic Congress, officially announced his intention to again contest for the office of the president in 2023.
While I commend the president for signing the bill and the National Assembly for passing it, let us simply prepare for elections in 2023 in the hope that those elections will be more free and more fair than any we have had in the recent past.
For the People's Democratic Party, its national youth movement is appreciating the party's National Executive Committee for what it described as sensitive review of the price of nomination and expression of interest forms, with 50% reduction for youth of 25 to 30 years of age.
We want our party to please extend this gesture within this age bracket from 25 to possibly 40 years, because these are the practical youth who are practically engaged in political process.
Members of the movement enjoined the PDP to sustain what they described as its uncommon youth loving stride. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Amina in our Kaduna studio will give us details of federal government's e-commerce launch in Kano and other stories. Amina, it's over to you.
Thank you, Adeji. Welcome to Kaduna. With trillions of naira as potential contributions to the nation's economy, the federal government is working towards harnessing the gains of e-commerce by preparing the players to take full advantage of the sector. Against this background, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment organized a sensitization forum in Kano, the commercial hub of northern Nigeria. Aminu Umar reports.
Records have shown that e-spending in Nigeria has risen to $13 billion and is expected to grow to about $75 billion by 2025, with prospects of recording more gains. The participants in this sensitization are here to be better informed on how best to be active players in harnessing the potential of this trillion naira sector.
Actually, we have gained a lot of knowledge here on how to transact business between us and other partners elsewhere in the world.
It's really a great opportunity to have this capacity building and sensitization on how to move our business forward.
The tripartite effort of government agencies and ministries, which is in line with federal government economic diversification policy and the policy on digital economy, is working towards making Nigeria a better place for e-commerce to flourish.
You find that e-commerce has been acceptable. You know, it is reliable, it is dependable platform. It is also an implementable kind of a structure, platform, so to speak, and also it's something that can be sustainable.
I commend my ministry, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, for organizing this workshop with a view to enlighten the Kano community, so the Kano community will join the International Business Forum in order to bring foreign exchange into our economy. So we are going to develop regulations to guide the use, the implementation, and everything that has to do with e-commerce. And how do we do that? Stakeholder engagement, involving everybody that is in the space.
The sensitization features paper presentations from resource persons aimed at preparing the participants who will further cascade the knowledge acquired. In Kano, Aminu Umar, NTA News.
Nigerian Defense Academy is improving its capacity of building strategic planning for efficient and result-oriented research for national defense and development. Commandant of the Academy, Major General Manu Yusuf, stated this during a retreat held in the Academy. Slema Rigachkun reports.
Engagement by military officers, academic staff of the institution, and their counterparts from the Nigerian Universities and Research Institute. At the retreat focusing on developing institutional capacity for research, creativity, and innovation, stakeholders identified triple helix, a tripartite cooperation between research institutions, the government, and industries as critical tool for national defense management and industrial growth.
This is how a number of countries have taken off into the industrial age. When I talk about education that is consistent with global standards.
So it's important to get people who are motivated, fund them properly, and let them focus on their immediate environment in trying to solve societal problems.
The Nigerian Defense Academy military authorities say will come up with strategic plan.
Outcomes of this retreat is the need for the academy to begin to engage the industries so that our research outputs will be integrated into what the industry is doing.
Strategic retreat is a tradition to enhance efficiency and quality training in the Nigerian Defense Academy. Slema Rigachkun, NTA News.
And that's it from here. You can now follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter, NTA News on News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. We now join Larry Idu in our Ibadan studios. After this break, stay with us.
Ever-busy ancient city of Onitsha is a commercial hub with millions of commuters seamlessly linking other states daily for business, leisure, and other purposes. To upscale its road network, the construction of a 1.6-kilometer long second Niger bridge, including a 10.3-kilometer highway furnished with other infrastructure, has been in motion by the federal government. This project will ease congestion on the existing 56-year-old Onitsha bridge and boost the economic capacity of the state as it easily connects to other parts of the country. The completion of the world-class second Niger bridge Onitsha will be one of the many proud moments of the state, its people, Nigerians, and foreign investors. Onitsha, which hosts the largest market in Africa, is geared up to boast of an impressive road network. Once again, these moments are made alive by the federal government, and it is deserving of all the applause.
Contemporary times require practical skills to remain competitive and relevant in your organization. Therefore, take advantage of NTA TV College Short Proficiency courses to sharpen your professional skills. Administrative Principles, Processes and Practices. Date 14th March to 8th April 2022. 4 weeks. Modern Trends in Broadcast Media Marketing. Date 14th March to 8th April 2022. 4 weeks. Basic Broadcast Accounting and Auditing. Date 4th April to 15th April 2022. 2 weeks. Audio Engineering Operations and Maintenance. Date 18th April to 29th April 2022. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 4-week course is 180,000 naira, and the course fee for the 2-week course is 150,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more enquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, Jos. Training you to be the best you want to be.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
See watching nationwide on the network service of the NTA, and welcome to Ibadan. The grove where beads were first manufactured during the ancient days of Ile-Ife, Igbo-Olokun, has been rehabilitated and opened for tourists. Adejoke Eluyemi reports. Is here presented.
Was a site where the famous head was excavated in Ile-Ife in 1910 and where the ancient glass bead was first manufactured. The guest lecturer, Dr. Abidemi Babalola, said the aim was to let the future generation know the historical relevance of the site.
What prompted my interest in this site was looking through some of the historical documents we have from this site about the possibility of indigenous glassmaking in Ife.
The Director General, National Commission for Museum and Monuments, highlighted the tourism potentials.
This place is a home of scholars. A lot of scholars will come here, the physics student, the chemistry student, and a lot of people, a lot of researchers. This place, I can call it a study of land.
Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, commended the archaeologist for his initiative.
The young people, the young generation will go to institutions to go and learn about physics, to go and learn about chemistry, to go and learn about sciences. But practical sciences, well established here, over 4,000 years ago.
Other speakers at the event appealed for more funding for tourism industry.
Following the effects of climate change on food production, a number of seeds that can withstand challenges of climate change are being produced. Correspondent Kayode Oladoshu has an update.
Change in ozone layer, greenhouse gases, and climate change are part of factors that affect agricultural production. Hence, the engagement of critical stakeholders in a bid to promote the adoption of climate-resilient seeds for farmers and reference to sorghum and cowpea.
Climate change is already with us, and we have unique materials, unique assertion that can weather climate change in terms of productivity, pest tolerance, and high productivity. And through that, farmer productivity will be enhanced.
Through concise interaction with farmers across the country on how to tap into these new varieties, the Genetics Center is optimistic that these seeds will boost yield for farmers and food sufficiency for the nation.
There have been some varieties in the past that they have lost. NAGRAP is still keeping it for them, and they should approach us and come and receive, so that all the crop that they are growing now that is not giving them enough yield, we have better diversity that they can use.
I'm interested to really make sure that farmers more generally know that there is a diversity available, that they can that the old varieties that they used to grow are actually still accessible in the gene.
These efforts are expected to improve the use of germplasm, can better benefit the farmers who are the end users. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
Those are the trending reports at this hour from Ibadan. We now rejoin Ayodeji in Abuja studios for continuation of Nationwide.
Lanre in our Ibadan Network Center would like to thank you. What used to be a threat to a Kano community will soon turn to a blessing. This followed the handover of a flood and erosion control project to a contractor by the Ecological Projects Office of the federal government. Aminu Umar reports.
Gafasa village in Ajingi local government area has been facing the menace of erosion caused by flood during the rainy season. It encroaches into their farmlands and houses hence stagnating the village development from that side. We are not at ease whenever the rainy season comes. Ecological Project Office is coming into the rescue of this community. The visit this time is to hand over the project to the contractor. The Permanent Secretary, Ecological Project Office, Habiba Lawal, represented, says taking ownership of the project by the community change the narrative from threat to prosperity.
The host community remains our eyes and our ears here to, tell us what's the progress of work, how things are moving. So they are also partners. In other words, they should own up this project. It is their own. And being their own, they will be able to do what is right.
I assure you that we will give all the support and maximum cooperation needed by the contractor up to the end of this project.
The work, which is expected to commence next week, will include embankments and construction of channels that will drive water into farms for irrigation purpose. In Kano, Amin Umar, NTA News.
As nations within the African continent work towards meeting the SDG 2 aimed at ending all forms of hunger and malnutrition by 2030, a non-governmental organization, La Buena Vida, has taken its humanitarian gesture to Durumi, Gariki in Abuja to share food items to indigents within and outside the area. Elizabeth Omorui reports.
Ava is a 60-year-old widow grappling with the economic impact of COVID-19. She's one of the beneficiaries of the gesture.
It is the Lord's doing and favor that make this type of thing possible at this time. Because I know what many people and myself I'm going through. But thank God for Jesus. This is a great gift, and I know it's God behind it.
It is a strategic gesture that many of the beneficiaries say came at the right time, granting them access to safe, nutritious and sufficient food.
We appreciate, we are thankful for what you do for us.
Because of the COVID-19 problem, some lost their job, their businesses and other things. So if they're doing things like this, at least people put on many people's table.
Feed the Family Project, which is the fourth in the series, is targeted at 1 million families.
So absolutely by next year is going to be season 5. So we do another Feed the Family, not only in Nigeria, but across African countries. We started last year. One of our core values is giving, you understand? And we give to the less privileged.
When you take care of hunger, you practically reduce poverty. And when you reduce poverty, you know the end game, you are reducing crime across Nigeria and across Africa.
Just like Favor, whose day was made, other beneficiaries advocate more complementary roles in meeting the plight of vulnerables for economic development. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
And now sports. Nigeria's women under-17 female team, the Flamingos, took a step towards qualification to FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in India as Rafael Nadal eyes fourth Indian Wells victory. Clement Olorentoba is our guide.
Nigeria's female under-17 football team, Flamingos, will face Egypt under-17 female team in the third round of the qualifying series next month after 8-0 aggregate score over Democratic Republic of Congo. Coach Bankole Olowo